Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking, we talk about my experience with it, and we talk about the psychological aspects or the beliefs, the conspiracy theory about it, and the reality behind it. Now, I'm surprised that I haven't made a video talking about this concept, but I don't think anyone has asked me this. And the big question is, will gang stalking make me permanently crazy? I think that's a really good question. And I have no idea why I haven't told you guys this before. But I'm gonna tell you something. Gang stalking is not permanent. Hearing the voices is not permanent. And you have to, even though it feels like you're gonna go crazy, I have myself, been connected for like years on end. Additionally, I have been, now with time, I know how to disconnect because now I understand the concept of disconnection. I know what the whole game is about. And the more you know about gang stalking, the easier it is for you to snap out of it. Now, nothing that gang stalking does to you is permanent, except the actions that you take during gang stalking that can have actual permanent consequences. It is crucial for anyone that is getting gang stalked to understand this. Because if you don't, even though you might be living in alternate reality, it is only your mind that is in that alternate narrative. However, your body is actually doing things in real life. If you have a car accident, if you're distracted so much by gang stalking that you feel that it's not safe to drive, don't drive. If you're psychologically tired and you feel that you just cannot take it anymore, you have to take a break from everything. Call in sick to work. You have to make sure that you do not do anything that can possibly have permanent consequences in your life, such as hitting someone, such as claiming someone publicly that they're attacking you. Most of the attacks are only going to be perceived by you. And even when they're not, people are going to play dumb because they're gang stalkers and they're not on your side. They want you to appear crazy so that you believe they are crazy, so that you go get help. So, gang stalking is not permanent as long as you do not take any type of action that could have permanent consequences. I remember one time I was at the home. That was like the first week that I was in the homeless shelter. I was so connected. I was running around the entire freaking shelter, with shorts, tank top, gloves, a basket. I looked like a crazy person. I looked like it. I just did. Because at that point I had been connected so long that I was unable to differentiate between reality and what wasn't real. And I was being manipulated left and right by everyone. I believed that I was being persecuted. I believed in the whole gang stalking operation. And I appeared to be crazy for many, including myself. Thankfully, I've always geared towards improvement. So even when I was crazy, I was trying to clean. I was trying to not feel disgusting, to not feel whatever it is that the gang stalkers would push me to feel like. And I can tell you that this perception is warped, because I remember that I was at the homeless shelter, and we were all wearing masks. And my mask was not even dirty, guys. Yet I was made to feel like I was disgusting. And then I went to eat and I saw this guy with a mask with so much dirt on it. And then I was like, that's weird. Why am I being gang stalked? And why am I being felt? Why am I being made to feel like I'm fucking disgusting? When there's this guy who has like literally shit splatter on his mask. That makes absolutely no sense. And yet I had literally gang stalkers go like, to the actions that I was doing. I was convinced that I was some type of filthy, disgusting, unhygienic pig. And I believed it, guys. I allowed them to make me believe these things. And to my standards now, I feel like I was, but not to the extent that everyone would be like, But that was a perception that everyone had of me. Like, I remember I invited someone to go have tacos with me. And there was a coffee stain on my car. It was just coffee. And you could just tell that he thought it was shit, because he was like, ugh, I knew that he thought it was shit, because like of the perception that gang stalkers have been imposed on my persona. And when most people believe it, it's hard to discern the reality from lies. Well, just know that do not let your self-perception be warped by the perception of others that they have on you. And just know that the voices in gang stalking, everything that gang stalkers do is not permanent. But it can cause permanent damage. It has done some damage to me permanently. It has. Indirectly. But I'm never gonna know if it was purposely done or if it wasn't. I don't want to talk about that now, because I feel sad about it whenever I think about it. But I don't want to share that stuff right now. I probably will. It's not much. Like, I've shared worse things, but I just feel like it's unnecessary for me to talk about that right now. I feel like I need a nap. Well, anyways, gang stalking cannot make you permanently crazy unless you allow it to. And the way to not allow it to is to understand gang stalking to its core. That it is a manipulation of your perception of reality. As long as you know that there is a conditioning phase where the reality that you will live, that is being fed to you by gang stalkers, that's gonna be real. It is. But know that the conditioning is gonna go away, and it's gonna finish, because it requires a lot of work. So, and a lot of these things, these perceptions, are gonna take days to go away. It took me like 4 weeks for me to really comprehend that gang stalkers could not see what was on my phone. I believe that they could see what was on my phone, but I never said anything. And the last time that I got connected, gang stalkers were trying to say, we can see what's on your phone. I literally heard the voice say that. That's why I know they can feed thoughts into you by whispering, because I have seen it. And when they're trying to convince you of something, to tell you straight up, hey, we can see what's on your phone, that means that they can, because they're trying to convince you of something. That means that it's a lie. There's no reason that anyone would tell you, hey, I can see what's on your phone, other than to make you uncomfortable. If someone could see your phone, they wouldn't tell you, because they would want you to see what you do and use it against you. But they wouldn't tell you, because once you would know, you could stop doing whatever it is that you were doing initially. It's like if you're getting spied on, they're not going to tell you, hey, we're spying on you, we're going to see what you do. They're going to hide, and they're going to make sure that you don't see them spying on you. Whenever is spying on you and is doing it in such a way for you to notice, it is only to make you believe that you're getting spied continuously and constantly. And they're possibly not even spying you, they're like pretending that they are. So gang stalking is all a game of pretending, where everyone pretends a role. But most people have things to do, and most people have their own lives, their own jobs, so they cannot be pretending for too long. And the perceptions, as long as you understand the whole game, your perceptions will go back to normal. As long as you understand gang stalking, once you take charge of your life, be it the drug use, the adultery, the sluttery, whatever it is that you're gambling, drinking, whatever it is that your gang stalking operation consists of, once you cut the ties with the gang stalkers, once you cut all that from existence, just understand as much gang stalking as possible, because once you do, the more you understand, the faster your perceptions are going to go back to normal. If you're hearing voices, if you feel that everyone is watching you, just take a couple of days off the drugs, of anything that is not being sober, and things will go back to normal. So please understand that nothing that gang stalkers do to you is permanent. However, the actions that you take that have real world consequences during your gang stalking can have a permanent effect on your life. And that is what gang stalkers want you to do. They want you to freaking demonstrate the world on your own accord that you are some insane person. The moment, well, it takes a lot to be gang stalked and to not fall for it, to not fall for the implications that they want you to believe, not fall for the tricks that they do. But nothing is permanent. The voices will go away. Just understand gang stalking, understand how your perceptions are being manipulated, and your mind will get situated back into it. The only permanent consequences that gang stalking has is the ones that you take in real world. So for your own safety, don't do anything crazy. And study gang stalking. Watch my videos. Because if you watch these videos, I guarantee you, you will have the ability to disconnect. Watch all of them. I know there's like 300. I know. But I promise you, if once you get a grasp of what gang stalking really is, you will be able to disconnect. So, disconnection is the ultimate FU to gang stalkers. And it tells them, I don't care what you do, but you cannot have control of my mind ever. And in gang stalking, you just have to understand manipulation. Manipulation is so covert and it's so insidious that it is incredibly hard to truly understand. And you might know that someone is trying to manipulate you. And even though you might not be sure of it, because no one tells you. No one tells you if they're actually trying to manipulate you or not. So I'm gonna give you an example of a manipulation that I know that my coworker has been trying to do. And listen, so there's a coworker who's been trying to manipulate me into getting on the computer and doing some work and working on my fast track training, which is the work training. It's called fast track. And this guy, he literally has been saying, like, for no reason, ooh, I think I'm gonna do some fast track today. And then I see that, and I, like, with no reason, especially when someone is trying to manipulate me, especially when I'm getting gang stalked, he says it. But you can hear it in the voice that it doesn't have a sincere intent. There is something else because he's announcing it. When you're gonna do something, you just do it. You don't need to announce it. And then I observe him, and he doesn't ever do the fast track. Yet he announces it. But you can hear in his voice the insincerity of it. And yesterday, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some fast track because I haven't done it in a while." Just casually throwing out there. And then, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna do my fast track too because I haven't done it today." I just said that, and then I observed his face, and he had like a slight smirk, like I did it. And guess what? I observed him, and he didn't do the fast track, but he's announcing it to me. So it's like, yeah, and I didn't do it in spite of it. And then I literally, my head began going, what if he's saying it so that I won't do it? You know, but I always do my fast track, but I just didn't. So people would wonder, okay, why would he try to manipulate you for that? For control. So the fact, if he would have not tried to manipulate me to do it the first 2 times, then I would have probably done it, you know. But because he tried several times and I never saw him doing his fast track, I knew exactly what he was trying to do. But why would he do that? For control. That is a person who is a manipulative person. I have him already. I already know. And what did I do? I grabbed my Nintendo Switch and I began playing Bayonetta. Even though I said I was going to do it. The third time, he was really convincing, let me tell you. But just in spite, I didn't do it, and I just decided to play. And that's the thing, is that a lot of manipulation doesn't really make any sense. Like, why would he want to do that? Anyone with a reasonable mind would doubt that is a manipulation. I would if someone would tell me. I would be like, that makes no sense. But, manipulation is something that is slow, incredibly slow burning. And people have all this patience for this, And he just keeps doing it. And he never does it himself, but he always announces it. It's like, oh, come on, I know you're trying to manipulate me into doing my fast track. But no, now in spite of it, I'm not going to do it. Not when you're here. So, manipulation doesn't have to make sense. To you, at least. It has to make sense to him or to her. So, pay attention to the tone of voice, facial expressions, and any comment that could motivate you to do something, anything, has the potential of being a manipulative tactic. It's awful, but that's the reality of things. So just be wary of manipulation. It can have many faces, but when you listen to someone saying something that makes you feel an impulse to do something, think a little bit about it. Question why. Look at the person. Look at their actions. Look at take account of their previous behavior. If they have done something or things that actually make you want to take an action. Think about it. Think about the urge. And at this point right now, I'm going to say that if it is something that they're doing out of being manipulative, see it as that and just don't follow through. Because once you give in to one intent of manipulation from anyone, they're gonna try to do something a little bit bigger. So don't ever take the bait. Regardless of it making sense to you or not. Just don't. Don't. Because if you fall for it once, they're gonna try to impose another manipulation that will make you want to do something else. So, regardless of what manipulation is, just don't do it. Because you're gonna start feeling like they're superior to you. Like, even though I didn't do my fast track training for that day, I decided not to do it because I don't want him to believe that I am manipulatable. Because I'm not. And I'm typically good on my fast track. I'm actually doing it every day, but that day we were just busy. So I decided not to. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Have a good day. Please like, subscribe, and share. Remember that the more everyone knows about gang stalking, about manipulation, the more we are prepared to face it and to conquer it. Thank you guys. Have a good day. I love you.